Hello, Brother Monroe here, and, welcome to yet another Ultimate Admiral video, but unfortunately, this is one where I made a slight boo-boo, and that boo-boo was that I forgot that my microphone was muted. So, I'm doing this commentary whilst watching the video back. So, basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to attack a enemy convoy, as you can see. But the scoring system is very interesting. I get 10 points for a transport kill, but I lose points for a destroyer, light cruiser, or battle cruiser. So it's 5 for a destroyer, I lose 10 for a light cruiser, and I lose 40 if I kill the battle cruiser. Because the dear leader does not want us to destroy any of our, or to risk our heavy cruisers against the British ships. That is the idea at any rate. So yeah, not my best effort, to be honest, but I hope you guys don't mind too much. Just trying to sync up my I really did waffle on quite a lot for no particular reason here. All right, now we're into the build. Basically, I had a choice between the Heavy Cruiser 1 and 2, but I've done a Heavy Cruiser 1 quite recently. So I decided to go for a large Heavy Cruiser 2, basically. Trying to do something a little bit different. A pretty basic build, to be honest. You'll see in a moment that I ended up going for the 9-inch guns simply because they had fantastic accuracy at pretty good range, along with an amazing rate of fire. I think if I did the build again, I might have actually stuck with the Lyddite 2 explosives and light shells, because I was getting a lot of overpens on the transports, as you'll see. None of the barbettes fit on that hull, by the way, because of the enormous towers that it has. I'd have quite liked 6-inch secondaries, but they just don't fit on that hull. The German towers are really cool, but they are quite limiting in what you can do. So you'll see I just go for a very, very similar setup to the Wolfpack cruiser, if you've seen that video. If not, go check it out. And yeah, waffling on about stuff quite well. I hope the audio quality is okay for this. I'm having to use my secondary setup. Should we put it like that? Yeah, this is me trying to fit 6-inch guns, and then I'm like, oh, maybe 5s, and oh, maybe 4s, and no, I end up going for 3s. Here we go. No torpedoes on this build either. Partly because, I wanted to try something a little bit different, and also because I did not want stray torpedoes smacking into, say, a destroyer and sinking it and losing me points. So, pretty straightforward, simple build. I'm wondering, actually, now that I'm looking at it again, and knowing how the ship's performed, these might be interesting in the campaign, this type of ship, which kind of is designed to kill the transports within a convoy without ever really engaging the escorts. I wonder if that's going to be a viable tactic in the campaign. One thing we don't know about the campaign is if you're able to disengage from battles. So is it possible to, kill the transports, go, well, job done, and that's me over and done with? Yeah, that's me going for the high TNT there. Yeah, I debate here whether to go for light, standard, or heavy. I actually clicked on the light and then I changed it. Probably would have gotten away with the light shells, but absolutely fine. My reasoning for sticking with standards was that I was probably going to overpen anyway, even with light shells, and standard shells do more damage on an overpen than light shells do. So But I think if I'd maybe gone for light Lyddite 2 shells, they wouldn't have overpenned at all. I went heavy on the protection. As it turns out, didn't really take too much accurate fire from the enemy. But it did take a few hits, but nothing too serious. And the ships are nimble enough that they're able to, which is what I was hoping, that they're able to avoid torpedoes. But I did go for the anti-torp 5, simply because if they do get hit by a torpedo, then that's pretty much game over for them. So, unless you do that. So, and firing straight away gave me a bit of a fright. And interestingly, this time, normally when you're fighting convoys, the AI spawns their stuff behind the transports, and then uses the transports as a shield. But this time the escorts were actually out in front, which was nice. So it gave a little bit of interest and challenge. So here I think I decide, to split the cruisers up and send the one way and one the other. And then I think I changed my mind and I send them both off to the port side once I detect a transport. You can just see it popping into view there, I think. Or is that the last destroyer? No, there it is. There's the transport. So yeah, that's me spotting the transport. And then I realised that all the transports are on the right. So I have both ships go that way. Switching to HE, so just in case we do smack an escort, we're not making them explode everywhere. And then really it's just a case of target priority. Making sure we're hitting those transports. As you can see, overpenning quite a lot, to be honest. But pretty accurate fire coming in from those heavy cruisers. Like, I know they're firing a lot of shells, 4 999-inch guns a time, and the 9-inch guns reload very quick. But able to knock them down with overpens pretty quick. 7%, so it's not huge. They see some torpedoes coming in. But interestingly, their destroyers only had single torpedo launchers. So they didn't send out massive waves of torpedoes at me. I ended up doing like a donut here because the ships were determined to run into each other. I'm looking forward to that system either being... Well, the devs have said they're going to redo it. But to be honest, they could issue a hotfix that just turns it off and I'd be quite happy. Yep, there's me getting the ships to do donuts. See, and then the Atlantis goes past. She then decides to activate the anti-collision system. It's very, very strange how it works. Another transport down. And you'll see me like checking to see which heavy cruiser has changed its target. Just making sure that they're always firing on the transports. And we are at quite long range. Like, that's almost the limit of visible range that we're firing these 9-inch guns. See more torpedoes just sailing off in the distance there, because the enemy assumed we would continue the way we were going. Yeah, multiple hits piling up on the transports. Again, although they're overpens, because they're 9-inch shells, they do quite a lot of damage, even if they go right through the ships, and transports can't hold up to very much firepower anyway. You say, well, why didn't you go with smaller guns, even down all the way down to, say, a 5-inch or something? Smallest guns you can fit on a heavy cruiser are 6-inch guns, and to be honest, 6-inch light shells probably would have done, still overpenned the transports. So, you know, there's the battle cruiser getting involved. One thing I did notice is the AI did actually move to protect its convoy this time. As I said earlier, normally they just abandon it. But the Black Prince here, I say some very rude things about the Black Prince. Because it's a battle cruiser with minimum bulkheads, 13-inch guns. It's just genuinely terrible ship. And I actually reckon the heavy cruisers could have killed it, because it had pathetic armor as well. I see why it was relegated to convoy duty. There we go, an actual pen on one of the transports, which just makes them die instantly. Again, just making sure that I keep things ticking over. Starting to take some fire from the light cruisers. 6-inch, I think, mostly. But it's pretty much just bouncing off. And I've also split the fire, so the cruisers are firing at different transports. And that helps them finish them off quite quickly. There's one trying to run away. Always seems to be one transport that tries to run away. I've noticed that when we've been doing the Taskmasters. That's me looking at the destroyers. If you have enough transports, one of them tends to try and run away. But I'm quite content to see now there the battlecruiser actually finally scores. 14-inch guns. Actually scores a hit on the heavy cruiser, and later in a moment it'll score another one, and that's pretty much all the damage that we take. A couple of 14-inch shells. 14-inch is just such a disappointing caliber. I know I've moaned about it before, but it really is. Murdered another transport. I'm interested, actually, as well, to think about how you could defend against this kind of behaviour. Like, if I was to reverse, what would I do? Well, I think first of all, I'd have my escorts be much more aggressive against the heavy cruisers rather than trying to stay back with the transports. Of course, the AI often does not act like this. The AI will normally target the highest threat ship. So if I swap these, the heavy cruiser would probably be firing on the battle cruiser. I just ordered the ships to retreat here because that's all the transports dead. We don't want to offend the dear leader. And that's pretty much it. We plink shots away at the enemy, but I just carry on until we're out of visual range. I think we score one hit on a destroyer at some point that does a reasonable amount of damage, but doesn't sink it. This is me looking at the damage on the Atlantis. Yeah, it's not much. Couple of to need some patching up, but overall, both cruisers escape pretty much unharmed. And I'm actually going to just leave the commentary here because there's not much else in the rest of the video. I mean, do enjoy the rest of the video, of course. It helps my analytics. I'm just going to chat more generally about the channel and things. So, Twitch is going really well. I'm really enjoying the Twitch stuff. If you haven't already, come in there, give me a follow, see when I go live, and join in. I'm always happy to see people joining in. I do Ultimate Admiral on a Tuesday and a Wednesday evening, UK time, if that's what you're interested in. And I do the other games on my channel other days of the week, basically. The only thing I don't do live on Twitch is Taskmaster. And sometimes I do some Ultimate Admiral videos off stream. So this one, for instance, was recorded off stream. And you can tell I recorded it off stream because I had my microphone muted for the whole thing. And there was no one to tell me otherwise. That is me mucking up the screenshot function, I think. Oh no, I clicked on something by accident outside the frame. Sorry about that. As well, there is now a Discord server where you can submit your UAD scenarios along with just have some general chit chat about the various games that I cover or just in general. Again, come along, come join. And lastly, of course, I do have a Patreon. And that is, to be honest, the main kind of thing that is keeping the channel going. I'm not a YouTube partner, at least not yet. My YouTube videos make absolutely nothing for me. I do them out of my own time. So if you would have a look, that would be amazing. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.